Welcome into a brand new episode of Let's Talk on Blue Ridge 11. I'm your host, Chad Landers. Thanks for joining me yet again. We have officially made it to episode 6. Can't thank you enough for checking us out. We've got another great show planned. Here we go. My guest today is one of two legendary coaches to walk the sidelines of Cocalico football in the last half century. He led the Eagles for 16 seasons and right now is joining me after some much-deserved time off. So let's welcome to the show former head coach of the Cocalico Eagles, Dave Gingrich. Coach Gingrich, always one of my favorite people to talk sports with. Thank you so much for coming on Let's Talk today.
You're welcome.
Short and sweet. I like it. Now, I want to tell you the story. When I got the go-ahead to have you on Let's Talk, I knew we could talk for probably an hour, right? Got the kibosh from our boss on that one, so we're going to squeeze as much as we can into 15 minutes here, sir.
What? Your boss, Jamie? I can't believe he cut us to 15.
Yeah, sponsors couldn't allow it there. So we know you're retired here from football, but not completely in life, right? So why don't you fill everybody in? What are you up to these days? And how many more days are left on that countdown?
Well, the countdown's across the hallway. I'd have to go over and check. I think I'm in the 10:30 range right now, okay. 10:35, somewhere around there. But, you know, when I decided to retire at the end of our football season, actually, I'd been thinking about it for a while. And, you know, the goal was Coach Stroll was ready. Coach Stroll was ready to be a head coach. And I didn't feel at that point in time I needed to be a head coach anymore. He had waited patiently for 15 seasons, and I had waited for 13 years, so I know how, you know, waiting behind a coach to possibly get your chance at being a head coach, I know how that felt, and I thought he was ready, and, you know, I was ready. I was ready to follow my son and, you know, go to Delaware games, and all those plans were great until COVID hit, and it kind of put a kibosh into what I expected to happen this fall.
So what are you doing? I know you're doing a little bit of teaching. Are you still doing the track coaching?
Well, I am doing the track coaching, but that'll be in the spring. So we haven't done anything with that yet. I've tried to work some winter stuff with the track kids, but I actually got a call from our golf coach, Coach Chip Capisser over at Fox Chase, and he asked if you know, I would be interested in helping be a volunteer coach there. And basically that just means that whenever he takes our varsity kids, I would stay back with the kids that didn't make the varsity squad. So I did that this fall, and that was quite interesting. You know, golf is trying to teach golf or try to talk about golf is a little bit different than actually coaching football. My golf game is, and Coach Novak, it's high or low, and more times it's low than it is high. So it was a good experience. I did that this fall, got plenty of exercise in, ride my bike, and doing a little walk run. I don't really run so much anymore as a walk run.
All right. Well, I do want to talk to you about your retirement last fall because there was a lot of fascinating things there from my side, but you did wrap up your 16-year head coaching career, 130 wins, 60 losses, and I'm sure none tougher than that final loss against Cheltenham, the PIAA State semis. How hard was it to say goodbye that night? And, you know, do you miss it at all?
Oh, well, to answer your first question. How hard was it to say goodbye that night?
Yeah.
You know, I had shared some things with you, and I had shared some things with some other people, and there was always this, well, you know, we want to know when you make the announcement, want to be there when you make the, so there was a little bit of pressure at the end of that game. Like at the end of that game, the last thing I was thinking about was retirement, but it was asked, and I told you guys, and I told some other people I would let you know, and it was definitely tough. It was definitely tough to know that in that stadium that evening, that would be the last time. And, you know, so talk to you guys. And then even before we left the stadium, I went and told the guys. And I think that was probably the worst kept secret. I think they all knew that this was going to be my last year. And, you know, I never wanted it to be about me. I never wanted to be about, well, it's coach's last year. Let's do this. Let's do that. It was always about the kids and, you know, trying to do well by the school and the community. And has it been tough? Absolutely, it's been tough. You know, I think about it a lot. I think about that game a lot. I think about a lot of other games. But, deep down inside, I knew it was the right decision at the right time. And Coach Stroll and the kids and the other coaches have done a wonderful job of, carrying through in 2020.
All right, well, I do want to just ask you a question about the state semifinal game, because it was electric to be there, to watch that, to witness it. I'm not sure I've seen a more exciting football game in my broadcasting sports career. 105 points were scored in the game against Cheltenham, 1,050 total yards in that game. Can you describe for us what it was like coaching against Cheltenham in that game?
Well, going into that game, we had just come off a district championship, the first one in several years.
25 years, yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah, thank you. So the thing about football is you got 24 hours. You get 24 hours to enjoy that. Then you start prepping. And when we started prepping, just to look at what we were going to have to compete against, we thought there were some things that maybe we were in decent shape with. We thought that, line-wise, I thought that we would be able to control the line of scrimmage. But skilled kids, as good as we had skilled kids, we just did not match up very well skilled kids. So, it was a great week of preparation. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was right around Thanksgiving. And, I really just thought it would be a good competitive game. I didn't realize, how electric it was going to be. We get into the game and we're driving. Bad play call by me. I called a play action pass, and, most of the time, you run, someone bites on it. We got 6 points. Well, we did that. They bid on it, but they have their catch-up speed was a little bit better than most of the teams we played. So we turned the ball over, they scored, but it was just back and forth in the first half. And then, they go up, I guess it was 29-20 at half. And, seeing our guys at half, they were beat up. We had, Noah was hurt.
You lost Zom, I think.
Yeah, lost Ronald in the first quarter, which really hurt. But we just, to look at their faces at halftime, we knew we were going to be in a good game, but I was never more proud, I think, of a group than what that team did coming out in the second half, being just all banged up, down, had to kick off, knew that it was hard to keep them in front of us, and we just battled and battled and battled, and unfortunately we came up a score short.
Yeah, that's state finals. Could you, right at the end there, could you taste it? Were you envisioning, what it would feel like for this program to go to the state finals?
Well, at that point in time, no. You're coaching the game, and I'm not like just trying to think about the next play and what we can do. Like, I don't call the defense. That's unfortunately that night, Coach Loudy, he had his hands full, just trying to figure out what we could do to keep them in front of us. And it didn't matter whether we played back and they caught the ball, they made some moves, we couldn't tackle them, or we played up. They whatever we seemed to do, they were one step ahead of us. I didn't really think a lot about it. You're just trying to win the game, and you're trying to put your kids in great position. And again, the kids battled all night long, and they, at the end of the night when we came up short, we were all disappointed, and there were a lot of tears. And I kept thinking to myself, look, they're going to play Archbishop Wood next week, and Wood is going to have the athletes to match them, and line wide. So I just thought Wood would stomp on them the next week, and to see what happened the next week, I think I was probably more disappointed the following Friday, seeing that Cheltenham lost in the last 10 seconds of the game, 19-15, when I really thought we had a good chance to. There aren't a lot of times when this school, this area, we have a chance to compete for a state championship.
Yeah.
Last year was probably, our best. And